Director Steven Soderbergh released a list of the films and TV shows he watched over the past year, mentioning that he had watched Raiders of the Lost Ark 3 times in 1 week, each time in black and white. In order to better understand how this impacts the film, we will analyze Raiders of the Lost Ark in both its original color release and the black and white version. Watching Raiders in black and white, it is easy to see the similarities between it and the serials from the 1930s that inspired the film, such as Dick Tracy, Flash Gordon, and Zorro's Fighting Legion. In this version, Indiana Jones also has the classic cool guy look, reminiscent of Humphrey Bogart from Casablanca and the Maltese Falcon. In this expository scene with Jones and Brody, the entire sequence is far more pleasing to the eye when viewed in black and white. Red is a color that is prominent in this scene, such as with Indiana's robe, and because it is such a warm and vibrant color, it only serves to distract the eye and makes it difficult to focus because it is used so frequently. Removing the color entirely allows the beautiful lighting and staging to speak for itself. However, the problem with altering a film that was intended to be projected in color is the amount of information that is lost in translation. The soft red glow of the fireplace introduces this scene as a place of warmth in contrast to the cold snow outside. This concept is flipped when the villain uses fire as a weapon. Color is a major factor in this film, and one that is used quite extensively. The fire, as a visual element, loses some of its power when viewed in black and white, simply because it was always intended to be seen in color. Another example is one of Spielberg's favorite shots, silhouettes framed against the red setting sun. In color, this is a striking composition, but in black and white, not so much. This shot is seen multiple times throughout the film, and all of them depend on color for visual interest. There are several instances in the black and white version where the absence of color makes it difficult to see what is being shown on screen. Examples include the famous map transitions, the drawing of the Ark of the Covenant, and the many instances of blood spatter are all near indistinguishable from the background. Just as black and white has an advantage in that it is a more cinematic and dreamlike medium, that is also its disadvantage because it is unrealistic and not how the human eye functions.
Son of a bitch.
An advantage of color is that it naturally looks more three-dimensional than black and white. Only the gradations of shadows distinguish one shape from another, while color uses an entire spectrum of values. This causes black and white to appear more flat and two-dimensional than its modern counterpart.
You're ruining my movie.
This is not to say that color is better than black and white or vice versa. Each has its own pros and cons. Black and white is a cinematic style that is visually appealing and well worth watching for its stylistic approach, but the filmmakers had always intended the film to be viewed in color, and some shots require color to be fully appreciated. So since both versions are meaningful, the final verdict really comes down to one's own preference.